know, when I think about who I am, I think I'm evolving. You know, I grew up in the projects, one of the poorest and roughest areas in my community in Columbus, Ohio. My mother was on drugs for years, grew up without a father. In fact, our home was a house where we had prostitution. Drug dealers sold drugs out of our home. I ended up dropping out of high school. It was hard to really focus on schoolwork. So when I think about who I am, I can't. I have to respect my past. I have to respect the fact that I started off hard, started off struggling. Now I'm at a place in my life where I accomplished some things. Again, I said I grew up without my father. My mother passed away about 10 years, so finally have an opportunity to meet my real dad, my biological father. Um, Went to youth build, and it just got to a point where I needed more out of life, and I just focused. I started my own construction company after learning the construction trade at youth build, and I got pretty good in carpentry. In fact, I went to work at the union for a few years, and was apprentice in their apprenticeship program. So just who am I? I'm a lot of people, a lot of mentors. People like Dorothy Stoneman, people like Glenn Walters, John Dawson, Tony English, Gil Barno, all of these different people, Steve Boones of the world, Robert Dudley's, and you're just an amalgam of families, Uncle Shug, to Uncle Ronald, to Uncle Gerald, to my grandmother, to my mom and my aunts. I was raised by different people, if you will. Although I became homeless from 16 and to like 18, 19 years old, I was homeless. I couch surfed, had nowhere to eat. I ate out of trash cans before, which is something I really don't like talking about. Sold drugs. It was something I didn't want to do. I always hated it growing up. I hated drugs. I hated that life, and I didn't think I would become what I hated. And so finally, I fought through that. I fought through that transition into youth build, transition to the workforce, transition into post-secondary education. I became a pastor, a minister, a pastor, play the drums. So I give back to my community as much as I can. Who is Mike Denny? I'm complicated. I'm still growing. I'm learning myself. Now that my dad is starting to be a part of my life. I'm learning who I am from that perspective, learning who I am as a man. I did the best I could. My mother did the best she could. Others did the best they could. Now more pieces to my life is added. So I don't feel like I'm complete, but I'm growing.